Picture this. You're walking down a quiet road as the sun slips behind the hills, and suddenly an entire town appears in front of you silent, untouched, and frozen exactly as it was the day everyone vanished. Cars are still parked neatly along the street with keys left in their ignitions. A diner sits with half-finished plates on the tables, coffee cups still full, as if their owners simply stepped outside for a moment and never returned. In one house, a clock on the wall has stopped at precisely 3:17 p.m., its ticking silenced forever. In another, a child's toy lies abandoned mid-play, as if someone dropped it and ran. There is no sign of struggle. There's no warning, no explanation, only the eerie feeling that time itself came to a halt. This is the ghost town frozen in time. And to this day, no one knows why the people left. The story begins many decades earlier, when this small American town was full of life, families, music, and the simple routines that shaped every day. The community was tightly connected. Neighbors greeted each other from their porches. Church bells rang on Sunday mornings, and the heart of the town, a bustling main street, kept everything moving. It wasn't a place known for danger or mystery. It was just another peaceful town built on hard work and hope. But that peace didn't last, because one ordinary afternoon, without warning, the town seemed to simply stop. Authorities who first discovered the abandonment were stunned. Homes were unlocked, dinner tables were set, and personal belongings were still neatly arranged, as if families planned to return within minutes. Yet every street, every building, every field was empty. Not a single footprint leading away, not a single note explaining what happened. The town stood exactly as it had been left, perfectly preserved, eerily quiet, and completely abandoned. As investigators searched for answers, they found that nothing was missing. Nothing had been stolen. There were no signs of a mass evacuation or any attempt to pack belongings. It was as if the entire population had been plucked out of their lives in a single moment. And with each passing year, the mystery only deepened. What event could have been powerful enough or terrifying enough to make an entire town walk away forever, leaving time itself frozen in their absence? Today, we're going to uncover the clues, retrace the final moments, and explore the chilling theories that surround this strange and haunting place. The last known day in this town began just like any other. The morning sun rose over the rooftops, casting long golden shadows across the quiet streets. People left their homes, children walked to school laughing with backpacks bouncing on their shoulders, and workers headed toward the fields, the mines, or the small row of shops that kept the town alive. For most residents, it was a day they expected to forget, just another ordinary moment in a simple, peaceful life. But somewhere between morning and late afternoon, something happened. Something no one could ever explain. What makes the mystery even more haunting is that every sign suggests the people left abruptly in the middle of their daily routines. A schoolroom was found with notebooks open and chalk still resting on the board. A barber shop had scissors left mid-cut on a chair. And the church, usually echoing with soft prayer, sat with its doors wide open, candles still burning as the wind whispered through the empty aisles. Whatever happened, it didn't give them time to think. It only gave them time to run. When investigators entered the town days later, they discovered clues that were both ordinary and deeply unsettling. In one home, dinner was half cooked on the stove, the flame long extinguished, but the meal still sitting in the pot. In another, a newspaper lay on the table with headlines that gave no hint of danger, just the usual local news and small-town gossip. A radio in a living room had been left on, softly humming static, as if someone had switched the station moments before leaving. The strangest part was how peaceful everything looked. The doors weren't broken. Windows weren't shattered. There was no blood, no damage, no sign of a struggle. It was as if life had paused, mid-motion. Half-drunk cups of water sat on nightstands. A jacket was draped over a chair. Shoes were neatly lined by the door. Every detail seemed to whisper that whatever pulled people away happened instantly, leaving their lives frozen in place. Over the years, countless theories have been proposed to explain the sudden abandonment of this town, each one more mysterious than the last. One of the most common explanations points to a natural disaster, perhaps a toxic gas leak from underground, something odorless and deadly that forced everyone to flee in panic. Some speculate that a massive but silent sinkhole threatened to swallow the ground beneath them, causing locals to run before the earth could tear apart. Others believe a flash flood warning or earthquake tremor may have triggered mass evacuation, though strangely, no environmental evidence ever confirmed it. The land remained stable. The air was clean. There were no records of emergency alerts, so people turned to a different possibility. Something human, something hidden, according to whispers passed down through generations. The government had once tested experimental equipment nearby, something loud, bright, and never fully explained. A few believed the townspeople witnessed something they were not meant to see, leading to a rushed, forced evacuation sealed under secrecy. But even if that were true, why leave everything behind? Why not return once the danger passed? Then there are the theories that drift into the realm of the unexplainable. Some say the townspeople reported strange lights in the sky weeks before the disappearance. Lights that hovered silently and moved unlike any aircraft known at the time. Others believe the town was built on land long considered cursed by local tribes, a place where spirits were said to claim anyone who stayed too long. Strange animal behavior was documented before the abandonment. Cattle scattering without cause. Dogs barking at empty spaces, birds suddenly leaving the area as if responding to an unseen threat. While these claims are impossible to prove, they became part of the legend, fueling the idea that something supernatural crept into the town that final day. Something unseen, but powerful enough to drive an entire population away without taking anything but themselves. Today, when explorers visit the ghost town, those brave enough to wander through its silent streets, they describe a feeling that is difficult to put into words. Some say the air feels heavy, as if memories linger in every doorway. Others mention an unnatural quiet, a kind that presses against your ears and makes your heartbeat sound too loud. A few have claimed they heard footsteps echoing in the empty school hallway, or the faint creak of a rocking chair, even when the wind was still. Some swear they saw curtains move inside houses no one had entered for decades. And scattered throughout the buildings are signs that time hasn't touched certain things at all. A coat still hanging on a hook. A calendar forever stopped on the last day the town was alive, and a row of tools lying exactly where workers dropped them. These discoveries give the unbearable sense that the townspeople might return any moment. Step back into their frozen lives and continue the day that ended so abruptly. Yet despite years of investigation, research, and speculation, the truth remains buried in silence. The town stands exactly as it has stood for decades, untouched, preserved, and suspended between the past and the present. The roads remain empty, the buildings remain still, and the air holds the quiet of a secret too heavy to reveal itself. And for those who walk through this frozen place, the same question always rises in their minds. What happened on that silent afternoon, and why did time stop for everyone who called this town home? The answers, if they exist, remain hidden in the untouched corners of a place abandoned in a single moment. A place waiting for someone brave enough to uncover the truth behind its sudden, chilling disappearance. As we leave this forgotten place behind, the silence of the town lingers like a shadow. Every abandoned home, every still object, every frozen moment feels like a chapter torn out of a story we were never meant to read. The deeper we dig, the more it becomes clear that some mysteries refuse to give us answers. And perhaps that's what makes this town so haunting. It stands untouched, not because time preserved it, but because it was left behind by people who never got the chance to close their doors, turn off their lights, or say goodbye. Their absence hangs heavier than any ghost, echoing through the empty streets like a question that will never be fully answered. Maybe the truth was something simple, something human panic, fear, or a split-second decision that changed everything. Or maybe the truth was something far more extraordinary, a moment the world wasn't ready to understand. Whatever happened on that quiet afternoon, it left a permanent scar on this place, trapping it between the living past and the silent present. And as you imagine those final moments, as you walk through the echoes of lives left mid-breath, you can't help but feel that time itself surrendered here and never recovered. So we leave the ghost town exactly as we found it, still, silent, and frozen in time. Its secrets remain locked behind weathered doors and dusty windows, waiting for someone bold enough or curious enough to search for answers. But until that day comes, the town remains a reminder of how fragile our everyday world truly is. One moment, it's filled with life. The next, it's nothing but memories fading into the wind. If you want to uncover more forgotten places, lost histories, and mysteries hidden across America, consider joining us again. There are countless stories like this one, and each is darker, deeper, and more mysterious than the last.